When you're posing for pictures like this, make sure your subject is not too enclosed. There's a lot of room because it's more like a silhouette, so they need to see some kind of shape or curve. So make sure they are like something like this, something like this. You see? So what we'll be doing right now is to explore different ways we can use one light to create beautiful images of the subject. Then we will now modify the light with other accessories like reflector, backlight, and we'll see how it adds flavor to our images, right? So we will be focusing on one light setup lighting for our beautiful model, right? Like I was saying, one light setup is like the easiest form of setup because it's one light. It's not too complicated, but there's a lot of intricacies that comes to play when it comes to the placement of the light, the softness of the light on the subject skin. It is a lot that comes to play, which we are going to practicalize. Then after this, we'll go ahead to do edits on them. So there are two ways we can approach this one light setup. We will do harsh lighting and we will do soft lighting, right? You guys know harsh lighting? What's harsh lighting? When the light is harsh.
No, so there is strong light on.
When there's strong shadows. That's the meaning. Harsh lighting means when the shadows are what? Strong. When you see very dark, intense shadows, that means the light is harsh. Right? Then soft lighting means when the shadows are soft or faded, any of you want to call it. The shadow will be there, but it's not as intense. And when you are shooting with one light, you tend to have a lot of shadow because it's just one light. You don't have another light you're using to fill shadows, do all of that. But of course, like I said, we'll modify the light from here and there to be able to get what we are looking for. So we are going to start with soft light. So for those of you watching this in video, when it comes to soft light, I always say that the larger the light source, the softer the light, right? The larger the light source, the softer the light. So we have our Godos AD600 here, right, that I'll be using as my light source. Then I fixed it with this 7-foot umbrella. The reason I chose this 7-foot umbrella is because I want the light to be soft. If you are looking to get soft light, I don't think you should be shooting with anything less than a 5-foot umbrella. We have 5 foot, we have 7 foot, we have 10 foot. This is a 7 foot. 10 foot is obviously softer than this. So it's not really about the power of the light itself. It's about the size of what the light is emitting. It will help the light to be very, very soft. So for the soft part of this one light setup, we'll be using this 7-foot umbrella. So I'm going to be placing it beside our model. We have our beautiful model here, Farida. Now you can show the model. Now, so I will be starting with lights from the side. Then we'll also experience light from above. But before we go, there's a very key part I need to explain to you. Can you move the camera this way so they can see what I'm about to say? It's important that you understand that the way you position your light significantly determines how your image will come out, right? It significantly determines how your image will come out. Now, let me show you what I'm trying to say. I'm going to take my light and bring it here like this, right beside Farida. And if you look at it from the video, you will see that the light is right beside her, and it's like she's sitting right in the middle of the light. Can they see that? Can they see the other end of the umbrella? So she's sitting right in the middle of the light. So what would happen in this case is that one side of her face will be illuminated, the other side of her face will be dark. You get what I'm trying to say? If I move the light out more, the amount of shadow she's going to have on this other side of her face would not be as much. So let us practicalize it so you guys will see what I'm talking about. So I'm placing it here for her to see. Is the mic picking on the screen? For us to create a split. So I'm shooting with my Nikon Z6II and 85mm lens. So I set my aperture to 2.8. Let me just go to f2. This is a 1.2 lens. So I set my aperture to f2. Why is the focus point not working? Okay, I think the screen is... Okay, 1 second, guys. I need to switch the man. I think I'm on generator. Okay, all right. All right, so my aperture is currently set to f2. Then I'm going to set my ISO to 320. I love a bit of high speed sync. It helps me to kill unnecessary shadows around. So I'll set my ISO to 320. Then my sorry, not my ISO, my shutter speed, sorry. My shutter speed to 320, my aperture at f2. Now my ISO is at 125, so I'll take a test shot to see if it's light or dark. Then what's the channel of the light, so I can control the power of the light? What's the group? Group A? Group what? Group A channel 1, okay. So let me set my light to 32, and let's see what we have at ISO 125, aperture f2, and shutter speed 320. Right, so can you look at me? Let me just do a test shot before I pose you. Oh, that light is on. Turn it off. Sorry, the backlight was on. Let me just have them turn it off quickly. Just bring down the height. All right, so as we carry on, shutter speed 320, aperture f2, ISO 125. All right, so let me do a test shot. So you would see that there's a lot of shadow on the left side of her face because of the movement of the light. Now, Miracle, go and pull the light closer. Show them. Go to that. Take your time, Miracle. Slow down. Slow down. I want them to see how you move it. Good. Move it out some more. Yes, stop. So you would see that at this point, the light, I just moved it forward. I didn't really do anything different. She's still sitting in the same spot. I just moved it out forward, right? We're still on that one light. And you will see that there's still going to be shadow, of course, but the shadow won't be as intense. You see that? So the shadow is not as intense as it was. It's not creating too much of split around her face. You can see the difference when the light was far in, when it was like she was sitting beside the light, and when I brought the light out. You see that the intensity has gone down. That's the beauty of positioning. You have to be very intentional about how you position your light. You see that it makes a world of difference just because we moved the light. We didn't change the power, we didn't change the settings or anything, right? And this already looks really nice. So let me just adjust your pose a bit. Camera on now. So can you stand? Good. Now, the dress was not properly placed on the side. You are still going to sit. So just adjust it. Then sit a bit at the edge of the bench. Not all the way in. Just sit at the edge of the bench. Good, like that. Good. Nice. Now, take your right leg forward instead of the left. Nice. Then that right leg that is forward is too much. So take it back a bit. More. Keep going, keep going, keep going. All right, nice. Now, your right arm, place it on the stool from the back. Let's see how it looks. Nice. Good. That looks good. Then the other one on your laps, bring it up a bit. So, can you open up your hands like this? Yes, that's it. This looks more better. It brings out a shape some more. Then the height of the light is too low. So let's take up the height. So let me just give you guys this tip. Carry on. It's better when the... Hold on, there. You come this way. I want them to see this. It's better when the actual lights, which is where the intensity is coming from, is higher than the face of the subject. Don't let... in this particular case, you see that the light is literally on the same height with her face. So what will happen is that the brightness of the light will be falling around our chest to our belly area. But when it's above, the intensity will fall more to our face because light is like water, it's flowing. So when it leaves this position, it's going to be coming down, right? So it's better that you make it higher so it falls on our face. So let's take up the height. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Good. A little bit higher. Good. Perfect. So it's a little bit above our face now. It's a little bit above our face now. Then we have a shot. So that other hand, open it up a bit. Good. Yes. So the reason I'm making her open up the hand is so that we can see the space. It brings out her shape more, unlike if our hand is stuck to our body, right? So then your head a little bend this way. Good. So we'll take another shot. You see? You see that the light illuminated her face more better than this one. You see the difference? You see? Yes, the other one was falling more on her chest area than her face. This is more, we have a more nicer approach on this. So that leg, that your right leg that's ahead, stretch it a bit more. Good. Let's take this time you look at the lights, and when you are looking at the light, you don't look at the black area, look at this end of the light. Let's take another shot. Good. That's good. I like what I see. So all I have to do now to reduce the intensity of the shadow is to just add the reflector on this other side. Let's take reflector. So when I'm taking studio photographs like this, I love to use giant reflectors. So the shadow will still be there, but the reflector will reduce the intensity of the shadow so that it doesn't look too serious or too dark on her. So just place it beside her. Go closer to her. Yes, like that. Good. So I'll take the same shot. I didn't change my settings. I didn't change anything at all. Go a bit closer with the reflector so it can do just more. Good. All right. Place your two hands in front this time around. Just relax it on your laps like that. Yes. Lean forward a bit. Yes. All these little things, they make a lot of difference. Lean forward a bit more. Yes. Then raise your chin a bit. Yeah. Good. So you would see that the shadow, see, can you see? See before reflector and after reflector. So it's not a lot of difference, but it does something. And it will really help you when you are doing your post-production. I can guarantee you. It will go a long way. Okay, sharp. It will go a long way when you are doing your post-production. Right? So one beautiful thing about one light is that it makes your photos very artistic. They look like you've been shooting for 15 years. You understand? Because there's a lot of shadows in the image. And shadow usually add beauty to pictures. Unlike true light where everything is just bright, like all those local photography that you see, right? You see that it gives you a very, very nice and artistic feel. So let's take more shots. Let me get some close-up shots. Good. Still like that. Good. So I like where this hand is, but the other hand, bring it up. Place it on your hair like that, yes. Nice. Nice. Good. Good. We'll get closer shots. That's it. That's it. Keep it that way. Please, guys, don't hesitate to ask questions in the comment section. So my light power is set to 32. Just so you know my light power. Okay. I think it stopped flashing. Okay. All right. So I like where your hand is. Let me get more shots of this. Get tighter shots. Keep it that way. Good. So look at that edge of the light again. Turn your head that way a tad bit. Good. Nice. Close your eyes. Let me get tight edge shots. So that's what we can do with one light. Hold this. Now we can also play with the positioning of the light. You can also play with the positioning of the light. But before we do that, you will see that what I did was very simple. I just feathered the light a bit in front of her, added a reflector, and we have this very artistic approach. Now we can have the light come a bit from above. Keep it this way. Okay, good. So I'm going to apply the same principle, right? If I move the light, hold on. If I move the light too much, where I have us sitting literally right under the light, what we will end up having is too much shadow under our chin, under our nose, under our eyelash, all of that, and it might not be as flattering. I didn't say it won't be nice, because as the artist, it's up to you to choose how you want the outcome of your image to be, right? So let me just place it this way. I'm not using a C-stand, I'm using a straight stand, so we just have to manage it at that spot. But let's do a test shot. Take a shot. So half shot. So, wow, this is lovely. So you see the shadow under her chin. Frame it without the light in your frame. So you see that we have shadow under her chin. Hold on, just give it a second. Still loading. All right, so take the shot again. Okay, I think the tethering is shaking a bit, but I think it's working now. Yeah. All right, so try to watch, make sure the wire is not shaking. When you are clicking on your shutter, be as calm as possible. Take another shot. So you guys are seeing the shadow under it. Now, if I take, is it working? Okay, it's working. Good. So if I take the lights, camera on this side, they need to see the position properly. Take out the reflector. Okay, the reflector was already working, safe. Take out the reflector. So if I take the lights from where it is, can they see the whole thing from here? And I pull it out like this to give me a much more feathered result, right? A much more feathered result. I'm not sure this stuff is working. But I've loved it to be higher. Don't worry, let me just think this is the highest this one can go. So we'll just make do. So don't waste time. Alright, so take another shot. So I just moved it out a bit. Give us a much more feathered result. You see what we have now? So it spreads more from the front, unlike the other one that was giving us more shadows. The other one was giving us more shadow. This one spreads more from the front. Like I said before, as the artist, you choose the outcome you want. But you must always know what you want to achieve, right? So that you don't get yourself all confused. I can't even prefer this one. Yeah. Yes. But everything has its own feel, depending on the result that you are looking to achieve, right? So, now let us add some backlights to give it a bit of flavor. Let's add some backlights to give it a bit of flavor. So we have, let me make it straight. Do you know the group and channel? Group B, channel 1. I don't get strength again. So, Project, are you on me? Alright, so lock it. So take up the height. Take up. That's fine. So, it's important that you have the backlight direct to somewhere behind the ear of the subject. If it's facing the ground too much, it might spill over on your background, except that's the result you are looking to achieve, of course. Right? So, we still have the light in the same spots. That one is group B, right? So let us set the B light to 64 and see what it gives us. So take a shot. Okay. So you can see the difference with the backlight and without the backlight. So the backlight just brings in more drama to the image. So let's reduce the power of the backlight. I feel it's too much for me. So let's take it to 128. Yeah, take another shot. So this is better. That one is too, almost, it's lower. So I like what we have with the backlight. So I would like to bring the light closer above her, so we can have more shadow cast under her face. So when you are practicalizing on one light, there's no other tripod there. What of this one? Stop record. Alright, so the light is right above. I have to change the tripod, right? So that I can easily increase the height of my light to a preferred level. So I think I like what I see. Move this way so they can really see where she's seated. So you would see that the light is a bit feathered. Maybe more to this side. I really need them to see. Can they see the whole light? So move a bit so they will see the placement. It's a bit feathered in front of her and it's going to fall, but she's not sitting right underneath the light. She's sitting at the beginning of the light. That's like my favorite spot to get the shot that I want. So let's take a test shot. This one will come out well, I believe. You see, this is good. So you see that the shadow on that chin, which is expected, right, is expected because of the placement of the main light. So let's not move the light. Let's just add reflector to help us reduce that shadow. I'll need 2 people on this one for the reflector, so that we can place it right under. Good. Under. So it's not a full shot. Good. So take it down a bit so that it doesn't cut off her arm. Down like this, then you turn it. That's the whole point. So it will spill on her face. Right? Good. Good. It's working. So what you do is come back a bit, Miracle. I want to see more of her arm. Good. I want to see more of her arm. So you can bring down the reflector a bit. Like that. Good. That's perfect. Yes, good. So you can see the reflector. Take out the reflector, the same pose. Take out the reflector, take the same shots, so that you guys can see the difference with and without the reflector. You see? You see that it's working. Sometimes you might feel like it's not working, but it's obviously working, right? So you see that the shadow is still there, but it is not as intense. So it gives you a very nice and flattering result. And if you feel like there's too much shadow under her chin, even though, in my opinion, this is a fantastic looking image already. But if you feel like you want to reduce it, you want it further, all you have to do is to move the lights forward a bit. All right, so we'll feather the light a bit, then we'll take another shot. So the light is going to spill on now from the front. Don't put the reflector yet. So you see what we have. Obviously it's going to be darker because I moved the light forward. So what we'll do is, we either take up our ISO, but I think I prefer we increase the light power. So it's on group A. What's our current power? So take it to 16. Okay, take another shot. Good. Good, looks good. So you see that without reflector, the shadow is not as intense just because I moved the light forward. Let's add reflector. Let's add reflector. Take it down more so that it just feel on her face. Good. Good. This looks like a perfect light, literally. Right? There's a bit of flare going on because the light is literally above, so it's spilling. But that's not an issue. So everything is properly illuminated this way. So take another shot without the backlight. So even without the backlight, you will still have a good shot. Look at this. We still have a good shot, right? So the backlight is a matter of choice. In fact, everything we are doing here is a matter of choice. You can choose not to add, you can choose to add. But my point here is there's so much beauty we can create with one light. Got it? All right, so you will see where the light is positioned and where she is positioned. She's not standing under the light. She's literally away from the light. So what happens is the light falls and a part of the light spills over her face, creating a very soft result. So let's do a test of that. So we'll take a shot. Yes, like that. Yes. So you see what happens? It spills in front of her. And due to the fact that the placement of the light, show them the placement of the light from the front here. Due to the fact that the light is placed on our left, which is our right? There's shadow on the other side. If we move it this way, there will be the shadow on one side because it's one light. But that's the beautiful thing about one light. It gives you very nice and soft result. But if she moves a bit forward, move forward there. Move forward more. So if you move forward now, she's literally standing under the lights. You will see a lot of shadow under her chin. Do a test. A lot of shadow will be found under her chin because she's standing under the light. The light is falling on top of her head. Right? You see that? So you see that there's a lot when it comes to where your client is placed or your subject is placed. It makes a world of difference. The light did not move. We just moved the subject and see what's happening. This is obviously not very fantastic. There's always a sweet spot. And the sweet spot is the beginning of the light itself. Not too far back, right? Not too deep in, just somewhere in the beginning. So take a few steps back. Somewhere there. Somewhere in the beginning is like the sweet spot. You can now add reflector to give it more flavor. Take a shot. Good. So it's like a sweet spot. It falls properly. There's still shadow, but it's not too intense, unlike this previous one. This one is right on the center of her head and it's not looking very flattering. But this one is not so bad. This one, she was all the way far back. So this in between is usually the best for sweet spots. Then we can just add reflector to make it better. So let's add reflector. Take one tiny step back, very tiny. Let's add it from the side. Just to feel that shadow. Come closer to her. Good. Nice. You can see that we don't have much shadow on that other side any longer. See that reflector does a lot. Go again. Take a few more shots. Good. You see that this is good. So just by placing the lights above her, a little bit of reflector on the side, you see what we are getting. This is all soft, nice, and tender. Take one or two full shots. Good. Good. See that? And these are all raw images. So in another video, would do the post-production. Good. Nice. So good. So good. All right. So this is what we get with one light for soft pictures. So So let us do some shots with harsh lights. You know, we've been doing soft since. So let us do harsh lights so that you guys will see the difference. Of course, this is in the next video, but it's in one recording. So let's go. All right, so welcome back to another video. This is part 2 of the previous video where we did one light setup with soft modifier, right, which was the big 7-foot umbrella. In this particular case, we are going to be using ash light. Let's show them this. So this is a Godox AD200 light. We are going to connect a cone to the light so as to give it direction. So what happens if you don't connect a cone is that the light just spills all over the place. You might not really like what you get. But when you attach the cone, it gives it a little bit of narrow direction. In fact, there are some cones that they sell that is bigger than this, right? Those ones are even better. What's the difference? So those ones are even better than these ones. They are longer and they also come with grids. So that grids make it more narrow and it gives beautiful spotlight on your subject. But we don't have that available, so we'll make do with this so that you guys can see how best we can make use of ash lighting. So like I said in the last video, ash lighting is for the type of lighting where the shadows are super strong, super intense, right? So if you want that kind of result, you have to settle for lighting like this. There's no good, there's no bad type of lighting. As the artist, it's up to you to choose whatever works for you. So in this case, we're going to be using some ash lighting on our model, and let's have a look at the results it gives us. So this is we're still shooting on the 85 mm. You can come up. So we're still shooting on the 85 mm. What's our aperture? F2 aperture. Shutter speed 320. ISO 125, you can set. This time you face me straight. Turn a tad bit this way. Yeah, good. ISO 125. All right. So on the 85 mm Nikon Z6 II. So now I want to place the light above our head a bit. I want to get you guys to see. If I'll be honest though, I'm not a very huge fan of ash lighting based on my style of photography. But it's not bad. We have a lot of photographers that shoot ash lighting like this consistently and they still get stunning results. I may use this maybe at a wedding, but not really in the studio. Right? But let's see what it gives us. Of course, intense shadow, but it can give you very, very dramatic results that is usually super artistic. Right? Show them from this angle so they see the distance of the light to where she's seated. So my goal is to have the light just fall on her face like this. Right? Naturally, there will be a lot of shadow going on under, but that's the whole idea of the shot. If you don't want shadow, add modifier, right? So let's take a test shot.
My light is on 30.
Our light is on what? 32.
Yeah.
The light power. So you guys can see how intense it looks. Not very nice. So let's take it back to 128. So for me, most of the time when I'm shooting ash lighting, my light is usually at the lowest power. If I want it to be brighter, I would rather use my ISO, not the light power, right? So let's take another one. All right, so I think this is much better. Of course, not very stunning, right? So what I will do to make it better is to feather the light a bit. The fact that it's ash lighting does not mean you can't feather it. So I will just turn it a bit. Let me turn it from here so that it doesn't fall too much directly on her face. Let's take another shot. Good. So just to add, my favorite part of ash lighting is continuous light. I use more of continuous light when I want to shoot ash. But in this particular stage video, we would focus on the strobe. You will see the difference. The moment I just turn that light to face the floor, not directly on her face, that we're having a more artistic result. The background is not too illuminated. The light was not able to spill too much to the background, unlike the former where the thing just scattered all over the place. So this gives us a much more artistic result. Oh my God, English is difficult. All right, so let me take up the height a bit. Good. Now let me bring it back a bit, still facing the floor. Take another shot. I'm just trying to get my perfect shot, right? Something that looks artistic. This is not bad. I like what I see. I like what I see. So the only issue I have is I think the light is not really turned, it's facing this other side. So it needs to face this place a bit more. Okay, so take another one. So this is how to get your shot. That's why I usually say practice with a model. Okay, yes. Now it's falling on her. So all we need to do is to turn down the exposure of the image. So let's take down our ISO to, ISO. Take it down to -100. Okay, so take a shot. Good. She's much better. So why I like this is because our skin tone is intact, which is usually the goal. See, you can illuminate things, you can brighten things in post-production, right? But the last thing you want is to have images like where the skin is looking too washed, right? Oh, see our skin here. It's looking washed, so you might not really like what you see. But in this case, our skin tone is not washed. The image may look dark, but everything is intact. You can just go to your posts, and you can easily bring back, expose it, and you have everything back. You can easily take down your highlights, take down your whites, add a bit of exposure. Yes, and you have a nice image. Even without color grading, the image looks nice and artistic, right? So this is what you get when you shoot with harsh lighting. It's stunning, not my favorite, but when I use it, I use more of continuous light. But in this particular case, you can create very nice and dramatic images using harsh lighting. So let's try and create more shots and see what we get. So can you stand? Let's take out the stool. So I'm going to, because she stood up, the light will be too low. So I want to take it all the way up so it falls. So don't forget what I'm trying to do. I'm making sure the light feathers. So the light is not really facing her directly. The light is literally pointing to the floor. So just a little bit of it will spill on her face. So it doesn't look over intense and too harsh on her face. So let's try and get some full shots. So let's create a pose. Okay, this is not a bad pose. Look up. Turn your head this way a bit. Yes. Good. This is good. This is very, very good. You don't like it? Eh? Oh, if I just yes, that's the whole idea. That's the whole point. If you don't want shadow, don't shoot direct light, right? But this is good because our skin is not too white, our skin is not too dark, our skin is perfect. She's melanin, and I like the redness I'm seeing on her skin. It will make color grading sweet and easy, right? So let's take some more shots. You can do your thing, play with your hands, play with your leg, throw your dress up, jump up, run away. No, this is run. Good. Nice. Shoot now. Good. Keep doing that. Good. Good. Like that, 200. You want it to faint. Even at 120. Good. Try not to cut her leg. Go back a bit. And I like the fact that the shadow is very evident in the shots. I like it so much. It gives the image so much drama. Look at this. It gives the image so much drama. She looks like a supermodel, right? So much intensity, right? So look more towards the light directly. Look directly towards the light. My screen is low. Directly towards the light. Is she doing that? Yes, up like that way. Good, up. Look up. You can close your eyes if the light is messing with your eyes. Hold on. Good. Look at that. Look at that. So the beautiful thing is, it's usually nice when the subject is looking at the direction of the light. There's one rule they do in photography. They call it nose towards the light. Always make sure your subject is looking at the direction of the light. Especially in these cases where the light is harsh. It's nice when the light can at least illuminate the face. Other parts can fall into the shadow category, but at least it's nice if the light is illuminated. Except you are trying to create some drama. Drama like this. Come forward. So now that she has come forward, she's literally standing under the lights. No, that's too much. Go back. You're already passing the light. Good. Now take a shot. This one will be too intense. It might not be the best, but sometimes it can give you some kind of effects. You see, I don't like it. Go back. Not from where you were, just a little bit. Watch the backdrops. Backdrop. Okay. Yeah, take another shot. Exactly. Good. You see, so this adds much. You can see that the shadow has moved to the floor from the wall that it was before. Right, so all of this can create some drama. Let us add reflector to see if it helps us to, balance the shadow a tad bit. So take one small step back again. Yes. So under, preferably under. Yes. So this shot, I want your hand somewhere like this, like you are something passionate, like oh yes, you are lost in something. Good. Good. Let it be half shot. Yes. Good. So let your head face the light more. The direction of the light. Yeah, you can close your eyes like that. Close your eyes like that. Take a shot. Good. So let's take the shot without reflector. Let's see the difference. Take quickly. Okay, not much. Not much. But this is actually nice. It's a bit too bright.
Yeah.
So we can just drop the ISO a bit. But I like it. I like the fact that it's not really spilling much on our background.
That's nice.
So that way we're able to preserve the color of the background. And that green with that red dress is just like perfect combo for Christmas. Right? So it's so good, so good, so good. So good. Then finally, we can also take the lights and use it as a backlight without a main light. Some people will use it as a backlight. They will not use reflector as a main light, which means the light coming from the backlight spills on the reflector and fills up the face of the subject. Does not mean our face will be bright, but at least we add a little bit of illumination so the face does not look totally burnt. Right? So let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. So before we add the reflector, sorry, let me make it face this direction a bit more. Is the light right behind her?
Yes.
Okay, so let's take a shot. This one will be so dark. So when you are posing full shot, when you are posing for pictures like this, make sure your subject is not too enclosed. There's a lot of room because it's more like a silhouette, so they need to see some kind of shape or curve. So make sure they are like something like this, something like this. You see? So good. That's it. That's exactly it. So now let's increase the power of the. Let's just take up our ISO. We can increase the power of the light too. Don't take it all the way up. 200 is fine. Increase the power of the light to like 32. So I want your hands apart from your body like this. You can just be in the air. That one you did too is not bad. With your air. Try and count her so that you guys will click the shutter at the same time when she throws the air up. Make sure you don't cut her leg. All right, let's go.
1, 2, let's go.
Okay, now you see this? This looks good. Go a bit closer and take a half shot. Instead, this time look straight at the camera. Look straight at the camera.
1, 2. Yeah.
Good. So you see that our face is not totally dark because we increased the exposure and there's a little bit of continuous light on our face. So this one will give us a silhouetted shot. So if you want the face to be bright, don't go and do it like this. But sometimes you can add it to add more flavor to your shot, so you have more variety to what you are delivering to your customer or what you are posting online. That's what we have here. All we need to do is just to use Photoshop to take out that light and add some colors. We can most of the times this kind of shot they make sense in black and white. It gives you a nice artistic result and a beautiful result. For example, place this tool back there. This is my final pose. This will make a good. Good. You see that? This is nice. So move back a bit. Get a bit of address some more. No. Talking to Miracle. See? See that? So this is a very nice artistic image. Very nice. Yeah. I can see. Take more. This is a very nice artistic image. Very nice. Take few more. Don't take too much of continuous, so the light does not fail. Take few more. What's that? Okay. All right. So these are the beautiful results you can get with ash light. You guys understand? So one light, a lot can be done with one light, obviously. See what we've created with one light. So many beautiful shots, and they are not even edited, right? So just go ahead to edit all of this. This is so good. The shadows is so good. You just go ahead and edit it in another video.